We're back on Our Evolving Consciousness, and today we have Howard Mertine, who is a hypnotherapist. He does an array of all kinds of great modalities, some more spiritual than other, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So thanks for being with us.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
It's great seeing you guys again.
Yeah, I love it.
And
a little bit different platform this time. Howard's been on our TV show.
Yep.
So.
Yep, it's an entirely different platform.
Yes, yes. This time we can get a little more spiritual. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I know you guys were curious about the hypnotherapy that I do.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Not only am I a hypnotherapist, but I'm also a Reiki practitioner and an NLP practitioner and instructor.
All right. You got to tell everybody what that is.
Well,
that's
with
really cool
NLP, we talked about that on your television show.
Yes.
NLP is Neuro-Linguistic Programming. It was founded in the early 70s. It's a combination of multiple therapies, one of which actually is also hypnosis. So it was natural that after going through NLP, I followed through and continued on with hypnotherapy and hypnosis.
Makes sense.
With NLP, there are three main treatments that I do focus on, one of which is fear, trauma, and phobias. The other one is allergies and things of that nature. And in dealing with trauma, we can actually get rid of basically debilitating trauma that is preventing people from moving on with their lives. They're generally quick techniques, but they're very, very effective.
I know. You know, I was thinking, don't you have an allergy to peanuts or something?
I do.
Some nuts?
I do.
I don't know.
Okay,
Just
so
a thought.
I mean, if you wanted to go that route, we can do that. It only takes about 10 minutes or so.
Oh, it does take 10 minutes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or we can talk about.
We can set something up. We can do it a little later in this if you like, if you're up to it.
I'm always game.
It's really cool.
And it's
really
kind of surprising to people how well it works.
Yes.
It's a little bit of homework on your part for about 3 weeks.
Okay.
But it's very simple.
Okay.
And it works with modern technology. I tell people to put a reminder in their phone, and it reminds them for those 3 weeks to do their homework.
Okay.
Yeah.
And because it takes 21 days to develop a habit, it takes 21 days to break a habit. So that being the case, an allergy, believe it or not, is more of a habit in your subconscious mind than actually physical.
Isn't that wild?
So something to keep in mind.
I know people who have done it with Howard and have great results.
I was not here the day that you came in for the
Right.
Yeah.
So Barb had a severe allergy. Yeah, right.
So so after going through the techniques with NLP and training in that for a while, I followed through with hypnosis and became a certified hypnotherapist with the International Association of Counselors and Therapists. I've had that now for about 4 years. And I've worked with probably maybe 300-400 people already.
That's great.
And had some very, very positive results.
And Howard, people come to you with, across like the whole gamut of reasons that they're coming for hypnotherapy.
Absolutely. It could be quitting an addiction. It could be debilitating behavior. It could be fear. It could be trauma. One of the things that I like to do, and people find this very unusual, is past life work. I do a lot of past life regression.
Yeah, let's talk about that. We love that.
And what's surprising about past life regression is that if you do believe in past lives, a lot of your debilitating behaviors in your current life often stem from a lifetime that you lived before.
Right, and preferences and everything, right?
Exactly.
Like where you meet somebody and you automatically love them or automatically don't love them.
Sure.
And you're like, and it's nothing about them, really.
Exactly.
Just a weird feeling.
This is something that we've always heard that the eyes are the windows of the soul.
Right.
And when you go into past life regression, when you're in regression, one of the things that I tell people in their subconscious is to look at the eyes of anyone you encounter.
Ooh,
because you may recognize them from your current life because they're back with you again.
Sure, because we all travel with the fam. Sure.
Right. And I follow the structure of Michael Newton, and his belief, and some of the other authors out there do believe in this as well, is that we travel in clusters.
Yes.
That our souls travel in clusters.
Yes.
And that it's very common for the people that are in our lives now to have been in our lives before. And it's kind of like when you meet a person for the first time and you feel like you've known them forever.
Right, like I was just saying.
Right. And odds are they may have been with you before.
Right.
And that's where that
Absolutely they were,
familiarity
right.
comes from. But the same can be said for people you may feel adversity towards. That maybe in another life, in another existence,
Sure.
they've wronged you, or something bad has
Right,
happened
and you don't know
between you.
why. It's such a
Right.
strong
And I
feeling.
believe
Yeah.
the soul group is to work together. So when someone
Right.
has wronged you in a past life and they're in your soul group and they're coming through with you,
Sure.
they agree to come in and give you that hard time so that
Right.
you
Yes.
can
You learn that
address
lesson,
it
yeah.
and come through it. And if they're here again, they may be signed up for the same thing, or
Sure.
they may have
Or it's a
gotten
different
through.
role, right?
Yeah, and
But-
it's you know.
But I've also found that in a lot of the past life work I do, and it's something that I really get a kick out of. It's something I very much enjoy. I find it very gratifying, very satisfying. But one of the things, in my case, I grew up without religion. And bad things happen to people, and it's unfortunate. And people say, "How can that happen? You know, how could a couple lose a child?" Or you know, and that's
a tough one,
extreme.
yeah.
That's a very difficult one. And you know, when we think about past life and we think about how souls travel in clusters, what if the soul that occupied the child came into this life making the agreement to have a short
Sure.
life
Absolutely.
to teach
Absolutely.
that couple karmic loss?
That's correct.
Yes.
And we all have many lessons throughout life, and loss is one of them, and it's one of the most extreme.
Yeah.
So a lot of people will question religion when something like that happens. And what I've discovered through past life work is it was actually planned.
Of course.
And it may not have
Yeah.
been ordainedly planned, but it was still planned. It was part of the balance, part of the lessons.
Do you know, I read something recently, and they said it's believed now that about 80% of the population believe in past lives.
Oh, good.
Now,
That's a
that's
lot.
a tremendous. Now, I don't know if that was just this country, because it may have been,
Oh,
but
okay.
or it may have been the whole world, because there are some religions that are based in that,
Sure.
right?
Absolutely.
But about 80% of people were open to it, and I mean
That's tremendous.
how the world is changing, how consciousness is changing. It's incredible.
If you think about it, it's an easy belief to maintain when you've had dreams of being in another time, in another place, and it felt so natural.
True.
Now, maybe it wasn't a dream. Maybe it was a memory. Maybe it was something that came to the
Or that
surface.
deja vu, right?
Right.
With so many things.
So when I look at it, you know, we break it down in a very simplistic way, or I do. You have your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is what makes your day-to-day decisions. Where do I have to go today? What do I have to do today? What time do I have to be at my doctor's appointment? These are all the conscious decisions that you make throughout the day. This is your conscious mind. But you also have your subconscious mind. And in your subconscious mind, these are the things that keep your heart beating, keep your eyes blinking, make you remember to breathe even though you're not thinking about it throughout the day, keep your blood pumping, keep your body functioning. But your subconscious mind has a much stronger purpose. It also is almost like your own personal hard drive. It is storing every memory you've ever had in your entire lifetime. And that's anything you've ever seen, felt, heard, tasted, or touched. Any experience you've had in your entire life is stored in your subconscious mind. Now you think you forget. It just gets pushed to the back, and through hypnosis we bring it back forward. But then there's another part of your mind, and this is the fun part, and this is where hypnosis comes into play. This is what we call the superconscious mind. And the superconscious mind has many different names. The superconscious is made up of pure energy. And your brain is an electrical organ. As you learn and experience anything new, your brain is constantly creating synapses and neurons and creating all these neural pathways in your mind. As you're sitting here right now, it's happening. And it continues to happen throughout your entire life. And this is all caused by thought and experience. So if I were to say, what is the fastest thing in the universe? Most people say light.
Right.
Thought. In the time that you've said the word light, you've had 5 thoughts. And if you ever want to think about how your thoughts work, try to stop thinking.
Yeah, right.
What happens? you go into sensory overload. Your brain starts going crazy, and you're creating more and more thoughts and more and more thoughts, and every one of them is creating more and more neural pathways in your mind. This is where your superconscious comes into play. It is generated electric. It's like an energy. It is effectively what makes you not just being an organic machine that pumps blood and breathes in air and eats food, but there's something about you that makes you you. And in that superconscious are all the stored memories of the lives before. And the subconscious is always in touch with the superconscious, which is why we can access memories from previous lifetimes, previous existences, by getting into your subconscious. It enables us to actually touch with your superconscious. Now, like I said before, the superconscious has many names. Some people call it your soul. Some people call it your essence, your entity, your being. Whatever you want to label it,
right? Yeah.
it's all just different labels for the same thing. It's the energy that makes you, you, and you, and myself, me.
Right.
So when you think about that, it starts opening up your mind to new possibilities and new potential. So in a past life, those experiences are stored in our superconscious. Now, what if I also told you that the human body cannot contain an entire essence? Your body cannot contain your entire soul. It's just physically not possible.
Of course.
Right.
Part of you is left on what we believe is the other side.
Yes.
Now, there's the neat thing about that is that spawns off into a lot of different things. And you were talking about getting into other beliefs. What if the part of you that doesn't fit in this organic construct that's left behind is your higher self?
Sure.
Right.
Now, some of us can access that. We call them mediums because they're accessing the part of themselves that's on the other side that is with the essences and beings that you've lost, or parts of them that are left with them. So keeping that in mind, not only can we access your past lives, or maybe have you connect to your higher self connecting with others, but we can also connect into their past lives as well.
Sure.
And we do believe that these essences travel in groups or clusters. It is believed that a lost family member could remain in your family and return in another generation. So a grandparent or a great-grandparent can come back as your child.
Oh, yeah. And part of them's still there. So
Absolutely.
you can access
Absolutely.
it that way. Yeah, I know. It's pretty crazy.
So when you think about it that
we
way,
accept it. You know.
when you think about it that way, it actually becomes quite profound. In my case, and we mentioned this a little bit when we were just talking, is I was raised with no religion. So I don't have a predisposed belief system. And in doing the work that I've been doing, it gave me a belief system, or maybe reinforced what I always thought to be the case, because I started seeing factual evidence.
So this is interesting. I just want to say something, because there is a difference between intellectual explanation and experiential.
Yeah.
Right. So science can give us an intellectual understanding of consciousness and oneness and what they're learning. But experiential, when the yogis go back BC, 500 BC, and we're saying we come from one, right? That's experiential. So what you just said is so poignant, because you said, I've experienced this, or I know this firsthand. And when you experience that knowing, it's an incredible truth.
Well, it's the difference between thinking it and believing it and feeling it.
Yeah.
And when you believe it, and you truly believe something, you feel it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And one of the things I explain to a lot of people is when you think it, it's up here. And that's great. You know, and you're making more of those, neural pathways and everything, and that's wonderful. But when it really comes home and sinks in, it's not here. You feel it here.
Yeah.
And when this and this are in sync, you're unstoppable.
Sure.
And that's part of the beauty of this, because as I was doing this, and as I do work with groups of people, and even a lot of the one-on-ones, you start seeing the results, and I think here, wow, that was really gratifying, but it feels amazing, because you see the results, and you're actually feeling the results with them, and they're excited and they're happy, and You feel it because we are all connected, as you had said. And like you were saying, like believing something and experiencing it is different than just scientific proof. But I can back this with even some scientific
which is beautiful.
proof.
Which is, yeah, and your explanation, I just want to say your delivery of that was very, very clear and coherent for everyone to understand. So thank you.
Yeah.
That was just
Oh, no
really
problem.
wonderful.
That's what happened for me. That's how
Love it.
I
Right,
Love
so
learned
you
it.
experience it, and and it's great
And
to-
and even when I work with groups, I explain to people, we're all made of energy because everything is made of energy.
right.
And
forget
scientifically, we prove that everything is
yeah.
made of cells.
Yes.
Okay, cells are made of I can't think of the word right now. But cells,
Mitochondria?
no.
The protons and the
Well,
neurons.
cells are made of neutrons and protons and whatnot, and these are made of energy. So
Oh,
if everything is made of cells, and cells are made of molecules, that was the word I was thinking of.
Molecules.
But molecules are made of neutrons and protons and electrons. Therefore, everything is made of, because neutrons,
Right.
protons, and electrons are forms of energy. Well, it's a law of physics that energy can't be destroyed.
That's right.
Sure.
So if everything is made of energy and energy can't be destroyed, then effectively we are something more living in nothing more than an organic
right.
machine.
That's right.
Absolutely. It
Absolutely.
solidifies
Absolutely.
right, everything
And,
that
and,
we-
and I think that it's a little bit archaic that we would believe, well, I don't want to say that against anyone's religion, but I did for, as in my young life, I was raised Catholic. I had a knowing, but I was raised Catholic, that it would end and that would be the end. I always knew that that wasn't, because that's very small. Like
Sure.
life is, so I think that people are just starting to realize that we do go on, and people are just so much more open to that. And now,
yeah.
with
it's
the
really
explanation and the work that's being done, and
It's actually amazing
Yeah.
when
It
you
really
think
is.
about it. Like I had mentioned, I was raised with no religion,
yeah,
but I always had some form of faith.
Right.
Like there was
Mm.
something there,
Yeah.
and it was always there.
Mhm.
And one of the advantages it's given me is I don't lean one way or another.
Mhm.
right.
It has enabled me to look at everything from a new perspective without having a previous belief system to get around.
Right.
That's good. Yeah.
And and one of the things I also do is I'm a non-denominational minister.
Love it.
And one of the things that I don't do is put religion into it,
Right.
because it's been said to me, and I think the words hold true. Spirituality brings you closer to source, to what's
right.
above, but religion separates you.
Well, and I wonder what you think about this, because we're going off topic, but I'm going to ask you. I think that religion was a byproduct of the old energy that we're moving out of. Like even if it's Pisces and Aquarius coming in, I think that that regimented way of, you have to believe this and this is what we say, and man's opinion about what creation is,
right.
was held in place by the old energy that we are moving through. Right, there was a new energy coming in.
I would agree with that to a large degree. And one of the things that I would say to that is that remember that religion is a construction of man.
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
That's it.
that's
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
was
saying,
gonna say
yes.
that. Right.
Faith was
It's always-
always there. There's always been a belief that there's something more.
Right.
Sure.
And when you doubt that, think about when you close your eyes and your mind continues to see and feel and experience things. Human imagination is almost a form of faith. It's your ability to think outside of yourself, beyond the construct that we're trapped in. And anything that we've created in our lifetimes and the generations before us started with someone's imagination.
Yeah.
And I find that pretty amazing in its own right.
I'm with you.
And I look forward to seeing what the next 40, 50 years
I'm
bring,
Right.
because
Right.
I'm
think
with you.
about how much things have changed in our lifetime,
Right.
but also in spirituality.
Well,
It's
right. That's
exciting.
what we're
It's
saying. That's
really-
why we're
We always say it's a really exciting
It's
time to
changed
be on
so
this
much.
planet. It is, it's chaotic, but
Absolutely.
it's
It's
exciting.
tough, but it's yeah.
But that's part of the challenge.
Well, of course, that's
And,
Right.
and when you think about it, these are either, to put a label on it, maybe it's a karmic challenge, maybe it's a karmic lesson, maybe our existence in this realm of existence is our classroom to find out whether or not we graduate to the next level. And with the past life work that I do and the results that I've seen, I think, and I should actually clarify that and say I do believe that is the case, that this is all experience for us to learn from,
Right.
to guide others so that we can progress to the next realm of existence and continue to learn and continue to grow. And you can label it and say and become guides or masters or for lack of another term, angels. Or but as we progress, we are all connected. So as we gain in experience and in the levels that we've accomplished, we are getting closer and closer to being one with that source energy that creates everything.
And that is the purpose.
And that is the whole point.
And that's what the work that I've been doing. And when you look at hypnotherapy, you think it's very textbook and it's very cerebral, and it's actually not. It's more spiritual than people realize, because you are getting into a person's belief system, and you're not altering it. You're opening them up to it. And as they open up to it, it's almost like an awakening. And for me, doing that kind of work, it definitely gave me an awakening that I never had.
So we're so excited.
Yep.
Because once again, it's
Here
gala
we
season.
Go again.
Yeah.
Yes, it is gala season.
Yes. November 16th, which is a Sunday, and Conchetta Bertoldi, New York Times bestselling author and one of the top 10 mediums in the country.
Yeah, she's just fabulous.
She's fabulous.
She's actually international. She's
Well,
top,
yeah,
top
she is.
ranks.
Well, yeah, right.
Right.
And her books are in all kinds of different languages, and obviously we're going to have her on the podcast where she's going to talk about that soon. But she is our keynote, and then of course we have the normal gala format, which is healing sessions, massage,
Great.
chiropractic,
Yeah, holistic products.
all kinds of great things.
Just
So you
great
can shop,
information.
you can have sessions, and you can have something to eat because we always give you food. And then you can come and see Conchetta for the keynote.
Yeah.
So join us. Go to wellnessgala.com. That's great.
All right, I want to ask you a question. When someone comes to you and you get to the heart of something and you work on it and you're helping them release, right? Something that has come from a past life that is a baggage, is a block, it's something they have to work on, or,
Sure.
right? And there's a negative. And you can work with them and they move on and they can grow. But isn't it possible that there are wonderful things that happens in past lifetimes and things that we've learned that we can tap into and bring forward?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's exciting.
It's
Yeah, it
and
is.
that's part of what I find
That's
so
that-
gratifying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's that whole
that's the
Akashic
kick I
Records
get.
thing.
Yeah.
That, yeah.
And it's sometimes it's something serious, like a person was a really horrible person in a past life, and they were abusive to others, and they don't understand why their life is so difficult now. Well, because the tables have turned.
Yeah.
You did bad things in a former existence, and unfortunately, bad things are being done to you. But now, how do you feel about that?
Right.
Now, do you understand what you had done to others in a past existence?
Right.
And all of a sudden, it's, wow, that makes perfect sense. And they start changing the
Changing
way
ways.
they think and feel and behave.
And that's amazing.
And their life starts actually
Love it.
improving because they've come to terms with that lesson.
Love it.
And it could be something severe like that or something minimal. Like I actually worked with a person who couldn't wear a wristwatch or bracelets. She just couldn't have anything on her wrist.
Okay.
And we discovered in a past life that she was a slave.
Ah, I was
And
gonna
that
say
the
she's in
shackles.
shackles. Yep.
And I actually, in my own experience, I have an aversion to wearing ties. I can't stand wearing
Oh.
neckties.
Huh.
Oh.
And I, in past life work, found out that one of my lifetimes ended in a hanging.
Yeah.
And it's one of the reasons that I don't like constrictive things around my neck.
Right.
And in realizing that,
And it's
I
so
mean,
simple. Like,
it
right?
is.
It's so simple.
and in realizing that, and once you come to terms with that and go, oh, now I know why, and
Yeah.
now I can put a tie on it. It doesn't faze me.
That's
It
great.
goes away.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And the woman I worked with the wristwatch and bracelets, now she's got like bracelets all the way up to her elbow,
Love
you
it.
know.
That's
So
great.
something minor like that you don't think about, but
Right.
yet it's there.
Or probably phobias. I mean, those
phobias are another
definitely-
thing.
Yeah, I could
Some
see that
people-
could be huge.
So I have a crazy phobia.
Okay.
Never thought about it.
Oh,
But
yeah. Yeah, you should-
I am petrified of doctors. So much so that I really am completely holistic. I walk into a doctor's office, I can have a conversation, 5 minutes later I pass out.
Wow.
I can visit somebody in a hospital,
Sure.
I go outside and I'm dizzy and I have to sit down.
Wow.
It's crazy.
It's pretty severe.
It's needles.
Yeah.
Too. Needles are just...
Oh, so is it the doctor or is it
It's
the
not
needles?
it's needles. It's medical instruments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So
You're probably tortured with it.
So
I know.
my question is what happened in the past.
Right, that's what I'm
kept that
saying.
with
She's
you.
probably.
And you've probably always had this aversion since you were little.
Terrible.
So that to me, if I were meeting with you for the first time and you're explaining this to me, one of the first things I'd want to do is I'd like to get into your back, find your history into the background, and find out what was done, and how do we get rid of that. Now, you can do that in a couple different ways. We can do that with past life work, if that's where it stems from. But NLP has wonderful programs to get rid of fears and phobias.
True.
And it works very similarly as the allergies do. It goes very quick, and it literally confronts it head on. And I had a tremendous fear of suspended heights. And after I had it done to me, in the process of learning it, I got to be the guinea pig in the classroom.
Yeah.
And the next day, I went to Coney Island and was at the top of the Wonder Wheel
That's awesome.
on a rocking car.
That's awesome.
So, and it didn't bother me.
I love it.
That's cool.
That's great. And
yeah.
it stayed.
It stayed.
And also, did you never notice too that things happen in your life at a certain point, at a certain age, say? Because maybe that correlates with a past life of it happening
At that
around that
time?
age. Or something.
I think at some point in my life I took a fall.
Oh
Yeah.
And
yeah,
obviously
absolutely.
the fear of heights is one thing. It's not the heights; it's the fall that you're afraid of, or the sudden stop.
Yeah.
But that's like for myself. I can only speak from my own experience. So what I've
Sure.
done with others, I not only do I believe that it works for me.
Sure. Oh,
Yeah,
there's no
absolutely.
doubt. I do think that this is past life for me.
It's definitely.
I would say so.
Yeah, and it because
definitely
it was I mean, I bit a
It's so
dentist when I was
severe.
3 and jumped out of a chair and ran. I mean, like I've done crazy
Wow.
things, just horrified.
Sure.
Yeah,
it
definitely.
feels more past life.
I would tend to lean more in that direction.
Well, wait a minute. You couldn't get that cleared through SRT even.
So I've gotten better. Like I can go and I can give blood. It's not it has better, but it's not completely cleared. And I always kind of said, well, because of this, I've taken a holistic and natural approach in life, and have looked to other ways for healing, right? And so that opened me up. So maybe it guided me there. But no, it's not completely cleared up.
Well, I know it's not, but I'm saying it's funny that you do.
That is something we can definitely work on and actually work it out of you.
Okay.
With the NLP?
Well, maybe one or both.
Or both, yeah.
Because remember that NLP stems from 4 different therapies.
Yes.
Okay, right.
One of which is hypnotherapy.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of which is Gestalt therapy. One of which is kinesthetics.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one is escaping me at the moment.
It's okay.
But it's a combination of multiple therapies.
Sure.
And one of the things I had mentioned earlier that I'm also a Reiki practitioner. Mm-hmm. And I use Reiki in my hypnotherapy inductions.
Yeah, why not?
And
you should do it all.
The fun thing with that is
custom.
that by incorporating Reiki into a hypnotherapeutic induction, not only are you getting relaxed, not only are you finding a nice, relaxing, trance-like state, but all your little minor aches and pains are going away at the same time.
Yeah,
It's
that's
the gravy.
great.
It's
Right.
wonderful.
Hey.
So when you
Why
bring a
not?
person out of trance, and trance is not sleep. That's a big misconception. Trance is not sleep.
Right.
We all go in and out of trance multiple times a day and don't even realize it. It's a completely natural state for us. But when you incorporate Reiki into that, so now you're relaxed mentally, there's your trance. But the rest of your body is just being, all the negative energy and the minor ailments and pains are just being stripped away and pulled away and replaced with a healing light energy, not only in your body, but also in your mind. Mm-hmm. So that's where, for me, it's a lot of fun because I like customizing things.
Yeah,
and I also like customizing to the individual.
Mm-hmm.
I talk to a person for a little bit and get a little bit of a feeling or a vibe off of them. And I kind of start putting in my own mind together a technique that's going to work solely for them. No treatment is cookie cutter.
Right.
And in most New Age practices, even in full holistic practicing, nothing is cookie cutter.
No.
Everything
No,
has to be
it's
to
not.
the individual
Right.
because we are all individuals.
And
Absolutely.
that is why it's so effective, I think.
Energy
So
is
many-
energy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like the fact that you think holistically about things gives you an edge over most people that just blindly believe the medical science.
Yeah, sure.
Because the medical science is treating a lot of us like guinea pigs.
Yeah.
You know, we don't know
I
if
have very
this
strong
works.
opinions
you know?
about it, but
Uh-huh.
yes, you're correct.
So you know, that gives you a little bit of an advantage. And I don't believe in cookie cutters, and a lot of your doctors do. Oh, just take this, you'll be fine.
Yeah,
And maybe
right.
you will, and maybe you won't, because that may not be the one for you.
Right.
Right. But what's the underlying cause too? That's a whole nother topic.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
So
So
that's
in the time that
manifesting.
and even still to this day, I mean, I am constantly reading new material, constantly
Yes.
adding to
Yeah.
the
And
repertoire,
you know
adding
what?
to the
Yeah.
arsenal.
It's what's really cool is there's so much more material now,
Oh.
and people are sharing.
It's
and there's-
amazing.
And you can see what resonates with you,
Sure.
and what you get. But it's
It's
an
never
exciting
ending
time
right
to
now.
be
Yeah,
alive,
it is.
and
It's exciting.
there's so much to learn. I love to hear that.
And
because
well,
keep
getting along
developing.
with that, when you
Yeah.
think about it, and you read different authors, and I'm not going to sell all their books for
Right.
them
Yeah.
right now, but I've read so many different authors'
Yeah.
perspectives,
Yeah.
and you start finding
The common
commonalities.
threads, yes.
And it's like, wow,
Yes.
okay, obviously you've read them, but this is new, so I'm going to take that because
Right.
that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you get into other cultures' authors,
Mhm.
and you start noticing
amazing.
even more
It's
similarities.
Yeah.
amazing.
And that's one of the things that I get into even with past life work is when you're dealing with people's past lives, remember that your past existences weren't just here in the United States.
Oh, sure.
So you start seeing commonalities occurring from different times, different cultures,
Yes.
different places. And you start putting them together. And that's one of the reasons why I like the Newton Institute so much, because when it was all documented, it mapped out everything
Love it.
from
Yeah.
a multitude of cultures.
That's cool.
Yes.
And it makes, well, for me, it makes me realize exactly how truly connected we really are.
Right. It's
And-
evidence.
Like to what you were saying about this day and age and time, how things are changing, it's almost like we're finally getting
Yes.
to
Yes.
a point of
Yeah.
realizing, hey, guess what? We're all human beings. We're all energy living a human experience.
Right.
We're all on the same
Just
side.
keeps
Right.
reinforcing.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And we
more
all
and more
want
evidence.
and feel the same things. And I love that.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
truly do. And I think that is what's going to pull us out of the darkness that
I
we're
agree.
living in.
I agree.
Hopefully.
It's almost like a complete unity like the world has never seen.
Right.
And it has the potential to
And,
happen.
and it,
Yes.
and yes.
We,
and
we,
it
and
has
we
to
believe it
happen.
will.
It will,
Right?
yes.
You
It
know,
will.
and I do.
It's gonna take yeah, no, we do too.
And I
really
don't
do.
think it's going to take that much for it to happen.
Yeah.
As soon as people stop staring at their phones and looking at one another,
Right.
and that's something that I do encourage.
Right.
Well,
Staring at
the
the
phone is another veil.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it.
Yeah.
Another veil.
To me, it's an obstacle.
Yes.
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 I
distraction.
mean, it's a great
It's-
tool and that's wonderful, but
Sure.
there is a time
It's
and
a
place
bit-
to
yeah,
put it
it's-
away.
Yeah.
It's distracting us from
Yep.
connecting to who we are.
Right. Well, not even just who we are, but what we are.
What we are.
And
Yes.
like we are connected. Like I've
Yes.
met with you guys many times, and I've always felt comfortable around
I
you.
know, same, right?
It's
We
just
always like-
it's a great energy, and I look at that even on the bigger picture, where it's like, well, if we connect, then we can all connect, and then we can all connect.
Absolutely.
And when you look at it in the bigger picture, the potential is there. And a lot of the past life stuff that I've dealt with, that I study, that I still do, only proves that so much more, because as people experience things from their past, and this is something I didn't even touch on yet, as people experience things in their past, I also have a technique that lets you look at your next life.
oh, cool.
love
What
it.
can you tell us
I
about
love
that
it.
a little? Yeah.
So
That's
remember that
That's
time
wild.
is also a construct of
right.
the human race.
That's right.
Right.
There's
Energy
no time.
knows no time.
Right. There's
That's
no
right.
linear time. Right.
Right.
If part of you is on the other side, and you can call
Right.
it the spirit
Yeah.
world, you can call it heaven, you
Yeah.
can call
Bigger
it
part, yes.
anything
Yeah.
you want to call it, but that's the pure energy that
Mhm.
connects us. There's no time there.
Right.
Right.
So some of the agreements that we do believe that when you come into this life, you agree to what this life is going to be. And you can deviate, but don't worry, karma is going to work its way around. Maybe you were meant to live a life disabled so that you broaden your mind because you're not relying so much on your physical body. So maybe you were meant to be in a car accident and you managed to not be in the car accident. Something you changed in your pathway made that not happen. And then next week you get hit by a bus. You know?
Right, like your destiny's there, and then you have the free
how
will.
you get there
Of
may
course,
alter.
Right, of
So
course.
if that agreement was made, and this is what your life is projected to be, and this is the lesson you are projected to learn, then why can't, when we touch with your superconscious and the part of you that is on the other side, why can't we tap into that and find out what your plans are for the next life?
Yeah,
Because that's
so
already
cool,
there.
Though. I love that.
Because remember, this is all...
I would love to do that.
I know, I would love to do that too.
Our lifetime is just what we believe is time. And again, that's a human construct.
Yeah.
But when we take the human out of it and look at ourselves as a being of energy, why can't we look forward? Now, there have been times where I have worked with people and they were stopped.
Really?
They were,
oh, maybe you're not supposed. Yeah, I know.
well, in some cases,
you don't want to know.
There have been times where they have actually, and I use rooms for an example. I have a person go into a room, and in that room is basically the doorway showing you a snippet of that future life. There have been patients that I've worked with where an individual, call it a guardian angel, a guide, a master, you know, and I like to use guides because there are teachers on the other side. There are teachers that are with us. And a teacher actually stopped them and said, you can't see this yet. You're not ready for this yet.
Yeah.
And that, to me, that's encouraging because that means you've got a ways to go here.
Right.
We can't show you that yet.
That's
you've
true.
got things you have to address in this lifetime.
And also, possibly, could you change that, or is that
Absolutely.
and what goes on here, and then by the time you go back and review and all that.
And if you accomplish,
right, you could
what
change
you've been trying
that.
to do for many lifetimes, and you accomplish here.
So one of the
next lifetime will
things,
change.
well, we talk about religion, and I look at it more as faith because I don't necessarily believe in following the structured behavior.
Right.
But when you look at the overall belief, it's believed that the higher power gave us free will. We are all able to think for ourselves and make our own decisions. Well, that also applies to your lessons. You are making your own decisions.
Right.
Yeah.
So yes, if you come into this life agreeing to, maybe your lesson in this life is karmic loss. So you never have a successful relationship. People keep leaving you all the time. And that's your lesson. What does that mean to never have that successful relationship, so to speak? So you are living this life solely on your own. And then maybe you do meet the woman of your dreams or the man of your dreams, and all of a sudden that's starting to change, and then he's taken away from you or she's taken away from you. And so you're back to that lesson until it really sinks in.
Right.
Now, some people say that when you've learned the karmic lesson, that's when your life ends.
Oh, really?
Not necessarily.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think that.
I would say
I thought
not
you just got the
necessarily.
lesson. Yeah.
But the lessons we learn, there is a review period. And, when we do pass and the energy leaves our body, and by the way, that higher self is also how you know how to get there. It's almost like you left a beacon there so you know how to return. So in other beliefs, that's your silver cord, your astral chain, or whatever you want to label it as, but it's the part of you that remembers how to get home, so to speak.
I never heard it quite like that, but that's perfect. Yeah, I like that. Yes, it is.
And this is what I mean about multiple New Age paths and practices and techniques. They all have congruencies and places where they all meet again.
Yes.
And different cultures have different names for them. It's like I could tell you when you wake up and your bed is completely trashed, like you just completely annihilated your bed. Where do you think you went in your dream? Where did you go? And did you leave your body?
Right.
Yeah.
Because part of past life work, you actually are leaving your body. You're going into the pure energy that is your superconscious.
Yes.
And that's all around you. So you can do that with me or without me.
I was just going to ask you that. I was going to say...
I will tell you this real quickly. I am too afraid, possibly to look back at what happened, why I have this fear. So we'll touch on that at another time.
That's fine.
But isn't that?
Yeah, but I was going to say, do you have anything that you want to, like, that people could do on their own, or like you were about to say, you could do this with or without me. So,
Well,
what if you wanted to?
it's actually very simple.
Yeah. Tell us.
So you can lay in bed, when you're laying in bed at night, and you're at that point where you're almost kind of really relaxed and maybe ready to nod off. Ask yourself what it is you want to know.
Right, that's good.
Just
I always
reach-
forget that. I do
reach out
that
to yourself.
frequently. But
We
Right.
all talk to ourselves. And believe it or not, we actually do get answers.
Right.
So when
Right.
you have an unanswered question, like, for example, why am I so terrified of doctors and needles?
Right.
When you're laying in bed at night and you're ready to kind of drift off, ask yourself, why am I afraid of doctors? What happened?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
And
Just like we say, ask the angels, like if we want to, I do that frequently with, going to sleep. Like I'll ask, I need this answer. Please give me a clear sign in the morning.
exactly.
So it's the same type of thing.
I do
yeah.
that with my writing.
Yeah.
That
I'll
also-
ask
Why
them
don't
to
you
come back to-
ask? Yeah, why
I
don't
don't
you
want.
ask?
That's what I just said.
You
I'm
don't
not
wanna
ready
know.
to relive it. It's such a weird fear.
But maybe you don't have to.
Well, if
maybe
you're
you'll just
asking
get
the
an
question,
answer.
you're not
gonna,
reliving it.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
think that I will be emotionally connected to it. That's why That's why I said maybe I will do a session with you.
Okay.
You should,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
and then we'll have
But
to
I've
come
never
back and
cleared
talk
it.
about what it is.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm an SRT, Deb, because I'm afraid to fully look
Right,
at it.
right, but
But
and
that
someone
also
else
limits
couldn't
you.
clear it, though. That's what I
I
mean.
know,
Yeah,
but it's
like
that
Karen.
deep,
Yeah,
yeah,
right. Somebody
right.
could.
I mean, there's so many different things that we all
Could be a
do
couple
to try to
lifetimes.
resolve
Yeah.
issues in our life,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's emotional, whether it's physical, whether it's mental. I mean, we all have them.
Of course.
Nobody's perfect. We all have, little things about us that we work on. We want to work on them, but do we actually work on them? Sure, I want to resolve this, but I don't really
We were
want
talking
to deal
about
with
that before,
that.
right? It's
But it's always there. And there's so many different ways you can go about doing it. But one of the things that we forget is that we are a being of energy. And if we are a being of energy and the rules don't apply to us of the human construct in which we live, as a being of energy, remember that you can ask that being of energy for the answers to the questions you currently have.
yeah. This is great.
Agree.
I'm gonna do this.
So you
Right.
you have the answers to
Yeah.
every question in your mind.
you just
It's
don't want to
just
come
whether
to
or
the
not-
So I
surface.
just don't want to ask.
Yeah, yeah.
Right
Or
now,
maybe
I
you
don't.
don't want to see the answer.
Right. Well, right.
On this
That's
one,
it.
that's
Many of us,
Right.
we get up in the morning, we look in the mirror, and you're like, hope today is going to be a good day. Well, there's only one person who's going to decide that, and that's you.
That's
Yeah.
And
Basic point.
yeah, and it really comes down to, okay, is today going to be a bad day? Well, no, it's not. No matter what happens, today is going to be a great day.
Right.
And,
And like everything always works out. These simple
so I
things.
think, I think because we could go on forever. I think
Yeah.
we should wrap it on
I
that
kn-
note.
yeah,
that,
I love that.
we should start every day with today is going to be a great day. Set
Absolutely.
that intention and put that out there and set your
Absolutely.
path.
And just to add to that,
Yes.
something that I do and I do encourage others to do, at the end of every day,
Okay.
before you're getting ready for bed, we're all looking in a mirror, whether we're brushing our teeth, taking makeup off, whatever the case may be, we see a mirror every day at the end of the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ask yourself one simple question. Was today a good day?
And the answer better be yes. And then we end on
If the answer is yes, you're doing it right.
Okay. Yes.
If the answer is no, how can tomorrow be better?
Tomorrow's
That's
a new
good.
day.
Very
Yes.
good.
Because you are in control of your own
You are in
destiny
control.
in
I
all
love it.
ways, whether
Yes.
it's emotional, mental, physical. You are in control. You are your own being. You are your own entity. And no
Yes.
one can take that away from you.
Yes.
And I can't stress that enough. So ask
That's
yourself,
great, Howard. Thank you for
Yeah.
how can I
Yeah.
be better?
Yeah, on that note, we're going to wrap it up, but it was a pleasure having you.
Thank
It
you.
was
This
like
was a lot of
great.
fun.
Yeah,
This
I'd love
was
to continue
wonderful.
this
Yes,
again. Yep.
absolutely.
I can do this all day.
We'll-
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. Well, we do it all day, so you should come back and join us another time.
I hope so.
All right, everybody, thanks for listening to our Evolving Consciousness, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.